Hi again. Stan here with Chapter 10 of the Sussex Coast Road. Checking out Littlehampton, we find a very long beach, a strange looking cafe, an oyster pond, and a 200-year-old fort in a golf course. Come on along and let's take a look together. On the A259, there is a series of villages between Worthing and Littlehampton. These ancient villages go back to Saxon times, when they supported farming and fishing for centuries. There we find some lovely old Norman-era churches and manor houses. Only in the last 100 years have they attracted more people looking for a quiet place by the sea as a commuter village, a vacation spot, or a retirement home. Green gaps used for farming are preserved on both sides of Ferring. Construction here has been limited and helps give the town more of a village feel. The miles of beach gets us past the villages of Kingston, East Preston, and Rustington, and onto the town of Littlehampton. As there is no coast road along this stretch, we had to follow the A259 until we get to the roundabout at Mill Lane and follow the signs through Rustington and onto the coast beyond. Following the beach at Sea Road, we can't help but notice the 19th century Rustington Convalescence Home. This impressive building has been used for nearly 150 years as a place to recover from surgery and illnesses and as a military hospital during the World Wars. At the time, patients in bath chairs were wheeled out onto the lawns and into the conservatories to get the sun and breathe the healthy sea air. It is still in use today. Just beyond that, we get to Norfolk Gardens Park with its pitch and putt miniature railway, a very popular place for the summer tourists. Finally, we get to Littlehampton. The town was given its name so as not to be confused with the larger town of Southampton, which is further down the coast. Like most of the villages, it started out as a farming and fishing village before Roman, and then Saxon, and then Norman times. The Arun River flows into the sea here and was navigable up to the castle at Arundel. It had silted up so often, a harbor was built in Littlehampton. The 18th and 19th centuries changed the community from a small village into a prosperous seaside town. It attracted its share of the rich and famous, and even had a channel ferry to France. The popularity continued into the 20th century, where it was nicknamed the Children's Paradise. Even today, in the summer, we can find busloads of trippers coming down from London for a day at the sea. The town has some interesting sights to explore. Along the shore at Sea Road, the beach stretches out for miles in either direction. But what is lovely is the half mile of brightly painted beach huts. Turning west, we find a strange-looking building, which is almost impossible to describe. It's the East Beach Cafe. It is made of iron welded into its odd shape and has done a wonderful job of rusting. Further along the promenade is Britain's longest bench. For 324 meters, the slats twist and loop in a unique design. The idea was based on a design from the local school children and made possible by a government grant. Looking towards the town, we find the East Beach Green, which hosts all sorts of activities throughout the year, including bonfire night, summer outdoor movies, picnics, fairs, and festivals. On the town side of the green, we find the now familiar 3- and 4-story Victorian terrace homes, built by the wealthy of the time as summer houses. Now they're nearly all converted to flats or B&Bs. As we follow the promenade and approach the Arun River, we find the lifeguard station and the little lighthouse on the short pier that guards the entrance to the river. Following the road along the river, on our right is a 19-year-old fun fair, a big draw for all the children, no matter what age. This is all that remains of the very popular Butlins Park that was run from the 1930s until 1977. A bit further, and we come across the artificial lake, built in 1789 to hold oysters. The oyster pond immediately attracted people to sit and enjoy the view or watch as kids sailed model boats or used nets to catch little crabs. The oysters are long gone, but the lake and the park, complete with benches and sculptures, still attract tourists and locals. A short walk up Pier Road, we find what has been rated as a couple of the best fish and chip shops in England. We can sit on benches above the river or back to the oyster pond, but either way, we enjoy our meal surrounded by the ever-present seagulls. The harbour here has many other sights to enjoy, including tame swans, the museum, and riverside restaurants. Littlehampton's a great place for a family day out. Time to see the other side of the river. Crossing the River Arun is so much easier than it used to be. For hundreds of years, there was a small rowboat ferry here that was replaced in the 19th century by a larger barge ferry capable of carrying a coach and four. It wasn't until 1907 that a bridge was finally built. The swing bridge allowed a single lane of traffic to cross and could swing to allow boats to go up and down the river. In 1981, it was replaced with a retractable pedestrian bridge, while vehicles used the bridge on the A259 a bit further up the river. At the second road on the left, Ferry Road, we turn left and head toward the sea. Almost back to the river, we take the first turn on the right, Rope Walk, past the old boat building shop, the yacht club, and the golf course until we come to the end at West Beach Cafe. Following the path, we find a soft, sandy beach with few people to disturb us. We also find sand dunes. The area is protected because of its rare plants, animals, birds, and reptiles. We have to stick to the boardwalk so as not to disturb their natural habitat. Just behind the dunes and at the edge of the golf course is Littlehampton Fort. Similar to the one near Shoreham, this fort was built in 1854 to protect the River Arun from attack from France. It never saw any action in the 19th century and was soon obsolete. The last time it was used was during World War II, protecting the coast from invasion. Abandoned after that, most of it disappeared beneath the drifting sand and great masses of brambles and ivy. In the last 10 years, extensive work has been done by a very active group of volunteers to get the crumbling, overgrown fort restored to its former glory. It is interesting to see the design and technology of the mid-19th century. Well, that's it for Littlehampton as we retrace our path back to the A259 once more. Turning left, we head for Bognor Regis. Thanks for joining us exploring this part of Sussex Coast. If you would like to get a copy of the book this is based on, please see the link in the description below. As always, please press the like button, forward this to your friends, and subscribe to be notified when the next chapter is published. Check out the previous chapters and the series on the Roman road called Stane Street. See you next time for Chapter 11. Bye for now.